Hi, I'm Madonna Guy. I am a naturopath and kinesiologist, have been for 30 years, and I run New Leaf Natural Therapies. I've been using ASEA for a few years, love the redox signaling molecules, and today I'm really proud and happy to have Amanda Bradford. She's been using the technology way longer than me. So welcome, Amanda.
Thank you, Madonna. Have you seen the Alan Noble video? Wonderful. All right, well, let's play and have a little listen.
Beautiful.
Hey, Alan Noble here, and I wanted to make this short video to help introduce ASEA's first ever Essentials Bundle. One of the most popular monthly orders in ASEA is 4 bottles of ASEA Redox and 1 tube of our cell signaling gel, Renew 28. Now, this basic pack allows you to signal your health from the inside out and from the outside in, providing the maintenance serving of 4 ounces a day of ASEA Redox. So what could be better than 4 ounces a day of our powerful redox signaling molecules? Well, how about 6 ounces a day, allowing you to fast track even better results? With the new Essentials Bundle, you can enjoy 2 more bottles of ASEA Redox for only $17. Let me show you the math. 4 bottles of ASEA Redox is $140. 1 tube of Renew 28, $43. Our flat rate heavy light combo shipping, $15. Total $198. For an extra $17, you can now supersize your order and get an extra 2 bottles of ASEA Redox. That's 50% more product, saving you $58 or 21% off the already low wholesale price. And since this is a subscription-only bundle, you also earn valuable Redox reward points with every order. With our loyalty reward program starting at 10% and maxing out at 30%, this means every time you order the 6-bottle Essential Bundle, you're earning between $21 and $64 in rewards that you can cash in for any product of your choice. Thank you for your time today and learning how you can upgrade your health with ASEA's 6-bottle Essential Bundle.
Okay, wonderful.
It's a pretty good overview, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Yes, yeah.
I'm actually not sure what that meant with the number of months. Is that the number of months you've had it on auto ship? It changes your cash back?
Correct. As far as long as the amount of time that you're on subscription. So basically, the longer you're on subscription, then the more percentage you accrue towards your loyalty points.
Yeah, right. Amazing.
So, yeah, exactly.
As opposed to in the past when it was really the amount you spent initially that set your rewards. Now it's the longer you're loyal sets your rewards.
Both
right,
are involved in that. Yes. So you've been around for a while now, Madonna, so you'd be on the full amount of 30% earning.
Right, yes.
Anything you spend each month, you're accruing 30% in loyalty rewards.
They do build up nice and quickly, I've got to say.
They do, don't they? Yes.
Which is really lovely. Yeah, it's sort of, and what I love about it with this new bundle, that Essentials Bundle, is the free renew each month or each time you order the 6-pack. So, you know, because that was like the first thing that got me believing about the redox molecules. It was like I was like a junkie for it, but because I was having so many people coming back and just having good results with it. And then once I got confident with it after chatting to you lots and sort of going, put it anywhere. There's nowhere you can't put it, you know. Don't put it in your eyeballs. Don't do that. But, you know, it's just because the liquid is the same pH as our eyes, it means we can spray it directly, and that feels really beautiful. But we can put it on any mucous membranes in the body. You know, I sort of just have so many people that use it all over the place for many.
Absolutely. 3 times in 5 minutes is the best way for people to get belief in it. Find 10 friends that are hurting, then get them to rate their discomfort out of 1 to 10, and then apply it 3 times in 5 minutes, and then re-rate their discomfort about 10-15 minutes later, and just see what happens with those 10 friends.
Absolutely. And with this new 6-pack, funnily enough, it took me all this time because I've known about it for a few weeks now, but finally this morning, because it's about, here in Australia, it's about 6,000 mils we're getting in a 6-pack, so about basically 6 litres. So I got my brother while he was here. I said, what's 6,000 divided by 180? So he worked it out and it was 33.333, which of course amused me. And then I thought, right, so at doing the 180 mil a day, which is now equivalent to that dose we need to upregulate those anti-aging and anti-inflammatory genes by up to 31%, for that 180 mil a day is like that base dose to really get our genes firing in a great way. It's just such good value. And then by being able to pop the Renew anywhere externally where we really want to support an area.
Yes, absolutely. It's wonderful that we can line up with the Terray Laboratory study, the genetic study. So we're taking less product to get the same results that they did over 8 weeks, which was up to 31% improvement in 5 genetic markers. So unbelievable.
Amazing. And of course, those 5 genetic markers have an impact on many other genes as well.
Yes, incredible.
The NRF2 gene?
Yes.
The glutathione. So cool. From a naturopathic perspective, you know, naturopaths love the NRF2, anything that improves that pathway.
Yes, by increasing it in the earliest studies through Terray Laboratories by between 500 and 800%, and then more recent through Western Sydney University and Bath in the UK University, it's up to 60%, which is still incredible results.
It really is. Somewhere, and it might have been our conference earlier on the year, but it might have been somewhere else I was. They were saying that with scientific studies from pharmaceutical industries, they tend to be happy if they get an improvement of 3 to 5%. They can often get a pharmaceutical product across the line.
If that. Yeah.
You know, so when we're talking things like 500% improvement, sorry, we're a bit glitchy.
We are. We must be talking about good stuff.
We must be, yes. I did have a really interesting, I'm sure she won't mind me mentioning this. One of my clients has been working on her thyroid for a long, long time. And just recently, there's been some interesting stuff in her blood that looks like things are getting worse. So the reverse T3, but we're sort of wondering, because the big difference, she's had it stable for a long, long time. We've always had to tweak things, but we're wondering if it's because she's been fairly consistent with the Renew for about a year. And because it does allow those cells to renew, regenerate, detox, you know, when we're using it locally, whether or not we're sort of releasing some old stuff. So in the blood test, it's just looking worse in the short term because stuff is coming out.
Definitely have seen that. Absolutely. Especially with people that have been on medication for a long time. And then they find they feel amazing for a period. And then all of a sudden they might have a downward area according to stats, generally. And we find that maybe they're taking medication that their body no longer needs the same either quantity or at all. So that's something to consider.
Yes. Another one of my ladies was telling me that she'd been taking a good 240 mils a day. So I know we're here in Australia, they always talk ounces and my brain just goes, not sure what you're talking about, but give it to me in mils. But she'd been taking at least the 240 mils a day for 7 years. And at that point, that's when she started needing less and less thyroid. Now, from a naturopathic perspective, if you take your thyroid drugs for, say, 5, 10, 15 years, that thyroid's dead. You know, you sort of go, no, nothing you can do about that. You know, there's sort of that real. And same if we're taking, say, drugs for the pancreas or if we take drugs, it's bypassing the natural functions in the body. So, but she had been, I think when she was in her 20s, she got put on thyroxine or the thyroid medications, and after 7 years she needed less. She's now on the lowest, and she's in her 60s now. She's on the lowest she's been in since in her 20s. How amazing! It's
amazing. Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how it readjusts the body and brings it back to what it should have done. So for instance, I've seen like women go through menopause maybe earlier than they should have, and when they've started Redox, it may have brought their body back to that area so that they can actually maybe go through it properly rather than.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not
in everyone, not in every woman, but I've definitely seen it happen.
Yes. And one of my clients, because of course I love it with any sort of lumps and bumps and things that are growing in places where they shouldn't be allowed to grow. And the thing I really love about it is that, again, with blood tests, we're seeing improvement, not necessarily immediately, but people tend to feel better sooner. And if they choose to do medication, seem to get over it faster as well.
Yeah, yeah. And isn't it wonderful that this is native to the body? So you're not worried about whether someone is taking too much. If anything, maybe too little for a specific area in their body, if they want to move faster. But native, you know, we've got drugs, we've got natural, and now we've got native to the body. And this is helping clean up all of this maybe excess mess that we've got in there as well. So it's just unbelievable. Very, very incredible technology.
It is. And one of the things that I love here in Australia, because our TGA only allows us to write water and salt on there, it means that you can also get it in when people are on strict doctor's orders. So one of our clients recently, you know, because it says salt and water, you know, just say, well, do you mind if I have some ionized water? And the doctors will look at it and think, well, you know, go your hardest. So because it doesn't look like it's going to affect anything from that negative perspective. And from my perspective, naturopathically, again, I've always found that anything that allows your body to regain more balance with pH or become less toxic, most medications work more effectively as well, which can be a reason why we need less medications when we are taking them.
Yeah. Medications, and then any natural supplements that people are taking, it's enhancing them so they're getting optimal benefit from them as well.
Yeah. And what I've found as well, because I've got two other things that I work simultaneously, one of them is my bioresonance device. And what I find is that when people are taking the ASEA redox signaling molecules, they need less and less supplements in the background as support, which is really interesting. Get them to change their diet and actually, you know, make some good choices there. And it makes another huge difference again. So it really does mean that people need less, which is really
when the body's working like it should.
What a concept. And with your daughter, because you obviously use it a lot with kids, my main thing with kids is that because the gel particularly, you know, you can use anywhere on the body. If someone's got a tummy ache, you can put it on your tummy. If your chest, you know, can put on there for the horrible coughs and things that people are getting, you know, throat for the thyroid, head for headaches and migraines and things like that.
Yes.
Because she's grown up with the technology, is there any particular times when she loves to take it?
It's interesting, you know, because very compliant around about 5, 6, 7, right? We're now got the 10, 11, and we start to have our own thoughts. And what's interesting is I decided not to be pushy about it during that time. So if she didn't want to take it during that time, I let her be so. But she's now found that she misses it.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I wanted. I wanted her intuition to kick in to know that, oh, that's something that actually was benefiting me. So now she will go and get it. And she's decided to take the dog with the journey, on the journey with her. So she will also get a little cup,
thank you, awesome,
and suck it up in the syringe and give him a little bit as well.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I've actually, one of my clients, dog won't actually drink water without the Renew, you know, so it's like some animals just know that that's what they want, which is really interesting.
Yes.
To me.
Yeah, that's right. There's no placebo effect with them, is there?
So with it, and now there's another couple of little bonuses when people get on this essentials pack on the monthly auto ship, isn't there? So one of the things is that every 3 months they get the product of the month for free or something like that?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Anyone that's ordering over 150 PV will receive a free gift from ASEA every 3 months. So when you receive your order and there's an extra product in there, and you check your invoice, you haven't actually been charged for that. So that's a wonderful benefit. And wasn't it great today that we could help one of your clients reduce the cost of her monthly order by a couple of $100 by changing her to 2 essential packs per month, which we're allowed to have up to 2. And it also gives her a bonus tube of Renew into her box she buys, order as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if she wants to take that extra like she was, then we just she's got amazing loyalty reward points sitting there. So we can just add in the extra box through those at the moment.
Absolutely. And the
excellent
other thing
value.
that I heard a naturopath from the States say this in an interview a few months ago, and I would like you to confirm it because I've been wondering about it ever since. She made the comment that some people simply can't take the liquid internally. Now, this doesn't help people who want to buy the essentials pack, but for people who can't take the liquid. Because the other bonus is if you get 4 of these per month, you get a 10% off. So basically it does reduce the cost, which is awesome. I'm sure she said that 1 tube of this is equivalent to 2 bottles per week.
Okay, I didn't hear her say that, but that would be, yeah, we'd have to confirm that. But when Australia, when Redox first came to Australia, there was no liquid here. They only had Renew 28. So they were using it in that fashion and getting the same results, the same as in Singapore. A couple of years ago, there was a bit of a ban and the government decided to not let the liquid in and only the Renew 28. And we had people that were using it for life-saving reasons. And so to continue their treatments, that's exactly what Dr. David Silverman released a video sharing, that you can use the Renew 28 over your main arteries and veins in your neck. And of course, any uptake areas in the body. So feet, behind the knees, groin, and of course, the specific area that they're working on as well. So yes, absolutely. And you would probably go through at least a tube of that a week if you're doing, that's the sort of the quantity you'd want to be putting in your body to compensate.
Exactly. And that's it's sort of been a real, because I do have a couple of clients who just can't take the liquid because they're so out of balance, you know, and which is sort of really a shame. It's a shame. But, you know, at least we do have the Renew and know that there's, you know, fantastic amounts of molecules per mil in the Renew 28.
So after a few months, maybe 3 to 4 months of that, go back, if they come to visit you, get them to try some liquid in the clinic with you to see what happens, because
that's a good idea.
The same thing happened with Dr. Aaron Hoffman, where he had a client that would just hold their nose and drink it to get through. And he did the same thing when she came to visit him in the clinic. She said, here, just try this now. And it had changed now to nothing, to taste like, just water, which means her body had balanced. So
yes.
Yeah.
Can you talk to that for a little minute? Because people often don't believe me that it will ever taste like anything other than pool water.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, there's a really great article online that talks about the taste, and that's from a doctor, not myself. So the information there is that the more out of balance our body is with redox molecules, naturally, the taste will be more like swimming pool water, the local swimming pool, chlorine. And as our body starts to get back in balance, then it'll start to change. So it will go from chlorine to salty to nothing. And when it's nothing, you know that your body's working optimally with those in reductants and oxidants. So they're balanced. What is interesting is when I first started this, it tasted mostly like nothing for a long time. And just occasionally I'd take it and it would taste either salty or chlorine. And I knew then that my body was fighting something. So I didn't have any other symptoms. It was just fighting. So whether I had, had lack of sleep, stressed, maybe there was something going on in there. So during that time, I was able to just look after myself a little bit better and take a little bit more redox to get through it. So yeah, it definitely is a indicator for where your body is at.
Nice.
Have
you had any good feedback from anyone lately that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so there's some amazing results coming out of New Zealand. And what's interesting is, let's say, we've heard about the expectations when people start on this product to give it 90 days. 10% of people will see results in 1 month, 90% in 90 days. Because the quantity of people that are getting on board and using this for their health, we are definitely seeing that 10% of people are seeing results. So that is a factual statement. With those people, it's been really exciting because they're listening to the person who is helping them, who is a medical practitioner, and they're starting off on larger amounts. So they may say 60 ml morning and night, 2 ounces AM PM, but very quickly we're getting up to 120 ml or 240 ml twice a day. And even in some instances where someone was bedbound and just couldn't get up and get to her naturopathic clinic, she actually took 2 bottles and 2 tubes used within 4 days and was back in the clinic working 1 week to the day later.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So that there really is, we did say to her, look, you know, the issue that you have is, you know, your body's healing. So you will be using some of this Redox as fuel. So do be aware of that. You still want to look after your body, and you may not want to get back into full days in the clinic, right? You may just want to do shorter days and still continue the healing process. So she's played with it over the last 6 weeks. She's gone up and down on her amounts, and she does find that when she drops it, her healing slows a little bit. So she puts it back up to the larger amount for her. Yeah, look, we've had a number of things. What else? A beautiful lady who has been hunting over for her career all of her life, looking in people's mouths, has caused some neck and back issues. And along with that, there was also some injuries from car accidents. And what's amazing is the messages that I was coming through saying, you know, I've been discomfort free now for the first time in 3 years. And that was after about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. So, you know, it's amazing what the body can do when it's given the tools.
Yes.
It wants to work properly. It wants to be functioning optimally. It wants to detect those damaged cells so they don't get out of control and cause something that, you know, is significant in our health. And that's all we're doing. We're just giving it that signal to say, right, I need help over here in my heart. I need help in my liver, in my kidney, in my eyes, in my ears, wherever it is, you know, in my blood. Come over here. This is where I need my help right now.
Yes. And do you know how the body is choosing that? Because I know with some other products that I have, it's targeted by either the enzymes that are being released from the body or the inflammatory cytokines that are being released, and those sort of things are actually the natural products are attracted to those areas. Like, do you know how the redox molecules choose where to go in the body?
Well, because they're native, and whether we took Redox or not, we all have those signaling molecules in our body right now as we speak. They're there. If they stopped doing their function, we'd die within 3 seconds. They're that vital to life. So, you know, our body's constantly looking for areas, and it keeps us alive. So the main things it's going to look at is, right, our heart, our lungs, the things that we need. So if someone maybe starts to take this for, say, aching joints, maybe the body will get in there, the redox that we give it, the extra redox we give it, it's going to go in and go, right, well, you know what? I can see you've got an issue over there, but I've got to clean up over here first, because this is the part that's going to, you know, be more important to you staying alive. And then we will come and we'll prioritize where we're going to go through the body.
Yeah. No, I like that, because I keep trying to do some research on what shuts down our redox signaling molecules. Why don't we make as many as when we're 15-year-old, when we're 55 years old? It's really hard to find information on that. And I suppose you just have to imagine it's the usual stuff of toxicity and inflammation and stress that just chews up those molecules faster.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're constantly combating all of that, aren't we? Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. And one more question before I let you go. Sorry, I know your time is precious and you've been flat out helping everyone. So thank you. About weight. So, with, you know, because redox molecules do help people to maintain and lose weight. But again, I'm wondering whether that might be a hierarchical thing as well. Because one of my ladies just recently, she's been on 240 a day for 2 years and has not lost any weight. She's doing ketogenic all the time. She doesn't drink. She pretty much you know, and she feels fantastic on that. And it's amazing for many things in the body. But at this stage, she hasn't lost any weight. So what I said to her last time I saw her, just increase it a little bit. Maybe your body is still using lots of molecules for other things that are more important. So we've increased it from 120 twice a day to 180 twice a day. And
yeah, absolutely.
now with the new molecule levels, because there's 30% more molecules per bottle, you know, that's pretty much doubled her dose without having to double her dose.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. There's Anne-Louise Gittleman, who's known as the First Lady of Nutrition in the States, and she's written in her more recent books and gone back and rewriting her other ones to include ASEA Redox in her weight loss programs. And to back up the studies of why it's working, there's a great video by Dr. David Neiman, who conducts studies through the North Carolina Institute, Human Performance Laboratories. In that particular study, they tested athletes and they tested overweight women. And it showed that it shifted 43 metabolites for those women. So it definitely has the potential to do that for this lady. But like you said, there's probably been some other areas that were a priority first. So yeah. Keep us posted on the new amounts.
Yeah, no, it's sort of very interesting because she'd be very keen for that. And she, you know, and she immediately said, look, 2 years I've been taking this. And that's when I mentioned to her, my client with the thyroid issue. I said, look, it wasn't until 7 years, you know, and one of the videos I listened to yesterday has said, because we've got trillions of cells in our body, we also have trillions of redox signaling being affected every second in our body. So lots is going on all of the time and our body is constantly trying to keep up.
Yes, it is. Look, you know, the analogy of when they say we're born with this at 100% in our bodies naturally, and it's like referring it to our mobile phone, having 5 bars of signal, we can hear each other clearly. By the time we're 90, we have, say, 1 bar of signal left in our body. And during our life cycle, we're somewhere in between there. So depending on our age, our environment, our toxins, chemicals, our, you know, lifestyle, all of those determine whether we have, you know, 2 bars, 1 bar, or 4 bars, or 5 bars, whatever it may be naturally. So you and I, we're in the middle there somewhere. We might have 3 bars naturally. And each time we take the product, we're increasing it up to 5 bars of signal. So our body can go, right, where am I working today?
No, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Amanda. That's been incredible. And I really appreciate your time.
Wonderful to chat with you, Madonna. You're doing a great job helping people. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda.